The contribution of the automotive industry in the economy is a significant one. In 2023, the industry contributed 5.3% to gross domestic product of the country and has created nearly 500,000 jobs. However, it has not been without challenges. According to data from NAMSA, the Automotive Business Council, the first 9 months of this year saw falling sales by 5.8%, production down 20.4%, exports dropping 16.9%, while imports were also down 1.8%. This is reflective of the impact of several factors, including the low growth environment and global factors, among others, that have had on the industry. This is while the country adapts to changes in the industry, such as the introduction and use of electric and hybrid vehicles. President Ramaphosa says, through government support programs, there is a drive to ensure that the automotive sector is stronger, globally competitive and transformed. He says consideration must be given to incentives for manufacturers as well as tax rebates for consumers to encourage the uptake of electric vehicles.
We are committed to working hand in hand with the private sector to promote the production of new energy vehicles and the development of the necessary infrastructure to support them. In the opening of Parliament address in July this year, I said that South Africa will look to beneficiate more of our critical minerals instead of them leaving our country in raw form. It is therefore encouraging that the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, together with the National Treasury and the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, are in conversation about implementing the electric vehicle white paper. This work includes the beneficiation of our critical minerals for the production of the new energy vehicles and their associated value chains. It also includes the production of batteries for battery electric vehicles and the development of value chains in the green hydrogen fuel cell market. We are working to finalize comprehensive NEV policy guidelines that do not exclude alternative technologies such as hybrids and plug-in hybrids. So consideration must be given to incentives for manufacturers, as well as what will please you, tax rebates or subsidies for consumers to accelerate uptake of electric vehicles.
NAMSA CEO Michael Mabasa says competition is heating up among vehicle-producing countries. He says if South Africa wants to remain relevant, it has to punch above its weight.
We understand, obviously, that we do have challenges, we have constraints, particularly from a fiscal point of view, and there are certain things that we cannot obviously be, expecting our government to commit to, but we are working with them to be able to help us to drive policy to help us to manage what we can as a country.
VW says it is still worried about the energy crisis and hopes for an exemption from load shedding so that its operations are not interrupted in future.
For us, very crucial and important is fixing the rail infrastructure plus the ports for us to effectively export, but also for us to get our locally produced vehicles and the imported vehicles to Gauteng province from Gqeberha, where we are based. In the Eastern Cape, the topic of energy supply is still an issue. We haven't had load shedding for 200 days, or probably even more. That is great. Whenever it comes back, we are still affected of load shedding. So if we could have an overall agreement of an exemption of load shedding in the Eastern Cape for Isuzu, us, the Ford engine plant as well.
SA Auto Week concludes on Friday. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Cape Town.